My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, to thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring. My country, 'tis of thee. Boy, does that bring back memories. We used to sing that in the classroom on various times during the week at Francis Scott Key School in Anaheim, California. Or we'd gather out, the whole school, all the students gathered out in front of the flag and sang things like, America, my country, 'tis of thee, America the beautiful. And we'd have some skits about American history. Boy, do I miss those days. Because that's what America was all about when I was a baby boomer child growing up during the 1960s. Well, the closest I think we came to a great America in the 21st century was between 2016 to 2020 during Donald Trump's first administration. During his administration, we had a secure border. We were energy independent. Inflation was down better than it ever was, and the economy was better than it ever had been. And there was peace pretty much throughout the whole world. Well, when he left office in 2020 and a new administration came in with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, things began to change. Now, the first thing I remember after Joe was sworn in was he shut down a pipeline, which later resulted in us no longer being energy independent and higher gas prices at the gas pumps. And one of the reasons was he wanted America to be thinking about driving electric cars more and more. Well, the fact is, electric cars are more expensive, and it's a pain in the neck to have them keep them charged and all that. One time at a electric car lot where you could plug in your car, that whole lot caught fire. Well, it was like a freedom of choice. So what we want to drive and buy was taken away. Then another thing was he shut down the construction of the wall at the border, and he declared open house at the border. And that had devastating effects, which kind of became the biggest concern between 2020 and today. As illegals were pouring over the border, pretty as they please, didn't get vaccinated, didn't have to go through the legal process of becoming a citizen. They were bussed and put on a plane to various cities. And a lot of drug cartels came in. And a lot of illegal drugs, mostly fentanyl, which killed a lot of young people younger than 40 years. And a lot of people died from criminals and mental patients from other countries that were turned loose in our country. And you probably heard of one of the illegal aliens killed a young lady by the name of Lincoln Riley. And woke was on the rise, and all they and these and pride movement. There are flags being flown, pride flags, which are rainbow flags, being waved at schools and at federal buildings. There's only two flags that should be flown in schools and at a federal or government building. Old Glory, our American flag, and the state flag of whatever state the facility is in. There should be no rainbow flags. And it was coming more and more where a man become a woman if he wanted to and compete in women's sports because he couldn't hack it in men's competition. I'll tell you, those who won in a woman's competition, they're no champions. And the men who don't win very many titles, but just get out there and compete in men's sports and not try to compete in women's sports and have a big edge, are the real champions, whether they win or not. Well, a lot happened. You know, the woke movement, and Joe Biden last Easter declared the day of our Lord's resurrection Transgender Appreciation Day. Oh boy. Well, changes needed to be made during the election year, and people looked back to Donald J. Trump. And Joe, of course, a lot of these bad decisions and socialist policies happened because he was showing signs of dementia and was not of sound mind. Making that decision to shut down the pipeline was not from a man who's of sound mind. Declaring open house at the border, letting illegals, cartels, criminals, and convicts and mental patients from other countries into the country was not from a man who's of sound mind. Declaring the day of our Lord's resurrection Transgender Appreciation Day does not come from a man who's of sound mind. And so, like I say, people started to look toward Donald J. Trump as the MAGA Make America Great movement was in full swing. Well, last November 5th, just before November 5th, I think even the Democrats started seeing that Joe was not fit to be commander in chief. And so they pulled him out, kind of stabbed him in the back, and they put Kamala Harris as a candidate in his place, a woman who was not ever elected in the primaries. She just said, well, here she is. He's our candidate. Not quite the way it works. But when the election came around, Donald J. Trump defeated Kamala Harris by a landslide. And then the countdown began to today, which is Inauguration Day. And I got to hear a replay, but I got to hear him, Donald J. Trump, being sworn into office and giving his inaugural address. And he had countless ovations and applause during the course of his speech. Now, inaugurational addresses, as far as I know, are usually only between 20 minutes and a half an hour, and it's definitely worth the half hour of your time to listen to an inaugural address. The only one that gave like an hour and a half inaugural address out in the rain, cold rain, was William Henry Harrison, our ninth president, which is why he died of pneumonia 1 month in office. And John Miller assumed the presidency as 10th president of the U.S. But this has been a happy day. During the speech, he told us all what he's going to be doing and the changes that will be made from the mess that was made these last 4 years. And he meant it. And I believe he's going to do it. Our border will be secure again. Inflation of groceries and prices at the gas station will plummet, be almost to where it was the first time he was in office. Gas will be under $2 a gallon. And food costs in the grocery store and at the restaurants will probably drop as well. And we will now have our choice what car we want to own and drive. And there will be 2 sexes, male and female. And schools will go back to where they used to be, where we'll be teaching the things that should be taught to our children: reading, writing, arithmetic, and penmanship, stuff like that. And maybe now, under Donald Trump, we may go back to the days and finally have the Pledge of Allegiance given in the classroom and songs sung like America, My Country, 'Tis of Thee. Wouldn't that be great? Well, having a great president back in the White House, I'd say it's possible. I see great things ahead the next 4 years. Long may our land be bright with freedom's holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God, our King. America, our heritage, our home land. America will be great again. And I just want to say, welcome back, Mr. President. And I'm proud to the bone to be able to refer to you as Mr. President again. And it's good to have you back in the White House where you and Melania belong. God bless America. And to all of you who are watching this, have a good night and enjoy the next 4 years.